These gangsters are teasing, saying that this guy has quite a lot of money. It seems that he brought a lot of money with him when he came here. It's really brave of him to dare to come to meet them alone like this. It's really stupid. This crime action movie, Deliver Us from Evil, perfectly embodies the action in every blow and every move. The entire process makes adrenaline surge to the point of exploding the brain. Without further ado, let's start the main part. In-nam used to be a top assassin, secretly trained by the South Korean government to perform missions that could not be made public. However, the organization was forced to disband due to internal power struggles. The superiors decided to eliminate all members of the organization. Fortunately, the old leader still had some conscience and informed In-nam to quickly take the money and run away. But In-nam cannot let go of his girlfriend. He risks his life to find young Ju, who has just finished work, to say goodbye to her. Unexpectedly, a secret assassination is quietly approaching. As soon as the elevator door opens, fully equipped assassins immediately rush in. In-nam seems to have a war god possessing him, turning into a meat grinder in the narrow space, using 72 skills to send a few soldiers away. To avoid involving his girlfriend, In-nam alone flees to Japan. Here, he works as an assassin again. This lasts for as long as 8 years. In-nam's assassination target this time is a boss of the Kanto Japanese gang organization. This person is extremely cruel, and his greatest daily hobby is torturing women. That day, he was leisurely enjoying wine at home when he suddenly received a strange call. The boss asks the caller's identity, but the other party does not answer. Instead, keep chanting the boss's name. He feels that something is wrong and immediately calls his subordinates downstairs to strengthen security. But the subordinates don't respond. The boss hurriedly grabs a shotgun, pulls all the curtains, and then points the muzzle at the stairs, trying to maintain the last line of defense. However, he has underestimated the assassin's level. He has been lying in wait for a long time, coming behind him like a ghost. The assassin strangles the boss at lightning speed, so he doesn't have time to see his face clearly. The assassin ends his sinful life. This assassin is In-nam. After completing this mission, he decides to lay down his sword and wash his hands, preparing to take all his savings to Panama to live. Unexpectedly, bad news arrives. The Japanese gang boss he killed has a younger brother, known in the underworld as Ray. His title of butcher is not self-proclaimed. He likes to hang people upside down like pigs and then disembowel them to bleed out. His methods are so cruel that they are terrifying. Moreover, the two brothers are usually very discreet. Almost no one in the underworld knows that they are biological brothers. Therefore, when Ray learns of his brother's death, he starts slaughtering in the underworld to find the killer of his brother. At this time, In-nam is still dreaming about the Panama sunshine when he suddenly receives a call from his old leader in the organization. He informs him that young Ju is dead and asks him to come and claim the body. In-nam is struck by lightning. He has been hiding for many years to protect young Ju, but now he hears the news of her death. Pain and self-blame come like a flood. That very night, he goes to the Korean embassy and tremblingly pulls back the shroud. Young Ju's face is full of bruises. The autopsy report shows that her internal organs have been gouged out. One can imagine how cruelly she was tortured before she died. The police tell In-nam that they found a wallet when searching the surrounding area, in which they found a photo of a little girl. The police are trying their best to search, but the security situation in Bangkok, Thailand, is chaotic, and there are frequent disappearances and kidnappings, making it significantly more difficult to find the little girl. In-nam returns to his car in a daze, looking at the photo of his girlfriend and the baby in her arms, and anger erupts in his heart. He finds his old leader, and after a while of questioning, he learns that the little girl is his daughter. When In-nam went to Japan 8 years ago, his girlfriend was pregnant but didn't tell him. Instead, she moved to Thailand to raise her child alone. That day, young Ju, as usual, takes her daughter to school, reminding her that after school, a helper will come to pick her up. After arranging her daughter, she focuses on her work. It turns out that she is negotiating a real estate transaction, brokering the advertisement of a golf course. Not only is the geographical location superior, but the price is also very cheap. But young Ju feels that something is wrong. She doesn't believe that a pie will fall from the sky, so she politely refuses. After school, Yumin, as usual, follows the helper home. But the helper pulls her in the opposite direction. The little girl is puzzled, but because she is still young, she doesn't think much and gets straight into a truck. She doesn't know that this truck will take her to a dark abyss. Young Ju quickly discovers that her daughter is missing. She searches everywhere and calls the police for help. During the police investigation, she learns that the helper illegally crossed the border from North Korea, which makes her even more afraid that the kidnappers have not called to demand a ransom, making the whole matter more mysterious. At this time, the real estate agent calls, saying that he has found the helper who took Yumin away, claiming that as long as he has money, he will let young Ju and her daughter reunite. But the condition is that he cannot report to the police, otherwise he will immediately kill the hostage. Young Ju is worried about saving her daughter, so she immediately goes to the meeting point. The outcome is as In-nam has seen. Young Ju has her internal organs gouged out by the criminal gang, and her body is also dumped at the pier, eventually discovered by a fisherman. In-nam prepares to scatter his girlfriend's ashes into the water when he receives a call. The other end of the line is his contact for receiving assassination missions, and the other party's voice is very hurried. He tells In-nam to quickly run away, because the gang boss that In-nam killed, his younger brother Ray, is searching for the murderer everywhere. This guy kills people like cutting vegetables, and his methods are vicious. As long as he is targeted, he is as persistent as a leech. The other party is about to find their location. The contact tells In-nam to quickly go to Thailand. He has arranged a contact there. Then he throws the phone out the window. At this time, the car speeds up and crashes into them. When the contact wakes up, he discovers that he has been tied up. Soon after, Ray walks in wearing a surgical bag. The man is terrified and hurriedly reveals In-nam's whereabouts. But Ray doesn't intend to let him go, so he tells his subordinates to gag the man, and then leisurely puts on a raincoat. When the man is hung upside down, Ray kicks the iron basin under the man's head and then takes out surgical instruments, preparing to begin the brutal murder. After dealing with the man, Ray sees the missing person notice for Yumin in the document bag, and can't help but sneer in his heart. He knows that In-nam will definitely come to Thailand to find his daughter, so he also prepares to go to Thailand. The game of cat and mouse is about to begin. At the same time, In-nam has arrived in Thailand. He quickly finds his contact, Karita, and takes 2 stacks of dollars from his bag and gives them to the other party. Karita tells In-nam that Koreans living here like to hire local people as helpers, and because of money, they will do anything. Kidnapping children and poisoning homeowners are very common here. This disappearance of Yumin is not like a simple kidnapping, because the money in young Ju's account has been withdrawn. All signs indicate that this is a carefully planned conspiracy, and the only one who knows that young Ju has a large sum of money is the real estate agent. This guy was wanted for fraud in South Korea and fled to Bangkok. Then, he uses real estate investment as bait, specializing in defrauding Koreans. He has been approaching young Ju for almost a year. Knowing the clue, In-nam immediately goes to the real estate agent's workplace. When the agent returns to his car, In-nam suddenly strangles him with a rope and then takes him to the riverbank. Knowing In-nam's intention, the agent tries to prevaricate, but he pulls out pliers and directly cuts off the agent's finger. The intense pain causes him to collapse immediately, so he hurriedly reveals everything. He says that he and the helper joined forces to kidnap the little girl, and then told young Ju to prepare the ransom, claiming that as long as she hands over the money, the mother and daughter will be reunited. Unexpectedly, the helper colluded with her husband to kill the little girl because of a disagreement over the division of profits. Hearing this, the anger in In-nam's heart is even more intense, and his last glimmer of hope is shattered. But now he needs to find the helper who kidnapped his daughter. After all, he needs to see the person alive or the body dead. In-nam looks at this gangster agent and then directly clamps down on his main artery, sending him to hell. However, things are not as simple as the agent said. In the process of finding clues about his daughter, In-nam meets an important character, Yui. This guy is a Korean in Thailand who has been actively saving money to prepare for gender reassignment surgery for 5 years. Then, In-nam reaches an agreement with him, first paying Yui a deposit for him to work as an interpreter, and paying the rest after finding the little girl. Yui also happily agrees to In-nam's request. At the same time, Ray has arrived in Thailand. He spends money to bribe 2 local gangsters and finds a clue to the helper who kidnapped In-nam's daughter. Then, they follow them to a dilapidated house. The other party gestures that the helper is inside. Ray doesn't think much and steps inside, discovering that it is a trap. Inside the house, a few big guys look at him with hungry eyes. They see that Ray is a wealthy outsider, so they want to rob him. Ray immediately gets angry and then slowly moves towards the other party, while not forgetting to scold them as bastards. Thanks to his super fighting power, Ray knocks down these gangsters one by one. When the roller shutter opens, Ray at this time is like 2 Luo from hell, making the red shirt guy at the door tremble in fear. Ray washes his face with ice water and asks for the helper's whereabouts. The red shirt guy hurriedly reveals everything, saying that the helper is at the market buying groceries to take home. Discovering that her husband is leisurely watching a movie, a shadow sweeps past, and the lights in the room immediately turn off. When the lights come back on, the couple has been tied tightly to the chairs. In-nam tears off the tape on the helper's mouth, then shows her a picture of his daughter and questions her about the little girl's whereabouts. But the helper remains silent. Seeing this, In-nam directly pulls out the pliers, giving her husband a bit of relaxation, then prepares to clamp off the man's finger. The helper hurriedly says that the little girl is still alive. In-nam is stunned to hear this, and he quickly goes to the helper. It turns out that she told the Korean boss that the little girl was dead. But in fact, the little girl is still alive, and she intended to sell Yumin to her husband's friend. Hearing this, the flame of hope in In-nam's heart reignites, and he knows that his daughter can still be saved. Next, he finds Korita and learns from the other party that Cha runs the largest drug trade in Bangkok. And his side job is trading children, specializing in illegal organ sales, and his daughter has very likely been sold to Cha's subordinates. Then, Korita gives In-nam a business card, instructing him to go to the designated location and then call the phone number on the card, pretending to be a Korean customer interested in purchasing a kidney. As soon as he finishes speaking, a man across the street waves to them. The two quickly follow the instructions to get into a car and are taken to a dilapidated house. The red-shirt woman leads them to the door, only to see that the narrow room is holding children from various countries, who are being treated like prisoners, their eyes full of fear and despair. At this time, the woman urges them to quickly choose a child, while In-nam tells Yui to translate, saying that he only needs Korean children. The woman says that there used to be a child about 9 years old who was a girl, but someone has already placed an order for her. In-nam is even more certain that the little girl is Yumin, so he proposes to buy her back at double the price, but the woman tells them to wait outside for news. However, In-nam is too urgent to save his daughter and cannot wait. He kicks open the door of the cell, asking the children if they have seen the little girl in the photo. At this time, a boy suddenly stands up, saying that he has seen Yumin. They used to be imprisoned together, but now she must have been taken for surgery. Hearing this, In-nam's heart tightens. He hurriedly pulls up the boy's shirt, only to see that his stomach has stitches, clearly having had his organs removed. In-nam continues to ask where the surgery location is, but the boy keeps saying that he wants to play soccer. At this time, the guards outside the door hear the commotion and rush in, pointing their guns at Yui, threatening them that they have made a big mistake and must all die, and Cha will kill them. In-nam strangles the red-shirt woman with one hand, then threatens her to tell him Yumin's whereabouts. Otherwise, he will kill her. The woman is scared and says that the little girl was taken for a heart transplant, but she doesn't know the specific location. In-nam angrily prepares to strangle her, but the boy in the room suddenly shouts out the place where Yumin was taken. Just as In-nam is about to leave, the red-shirt woman who was just now has died in front of him, while he hasn't even had time to react. Another man also dies on the spot. Turns out that Ray has arrived. In-nam decides to tell Yui to take the children away first quickly. Then the fateful battle of the two assassin kings begins. After a fight, In-nam takes the opportunity to lock Ray out of the door, then kicks open the window, quickly climbs out to the balcony outside, and slides down the rope to leave. When Ray manages to rush out to the balcony, he can only watch In-nam disappear into the crowd. When Yui hugs the boy and runs out, they are blocked by a police car. The police roughly pull them into the car. This scene is also seen by In-nam from afar, but at this time, he cannot worry about much. His top priority is to save his daughter. In front of him is an unfinished building complex with no end in sight, and wanting to find his daughter is not easy. As In-nam cautiously observes his surroundings, he sees a child playing soccer. He remembers that the imprisoned boy also had a ball, and the words the boy said, "I want to play soccer. We played soccer there together." In-nam quickly gives the child $100, asking where his father works. The child runs quickly to the side and points to the building in front, telling In-nam that this is where his father works. Back at the police station, Yui is surrounded by several police officers, being interrogated, and asked if he killed the person in the building. Yui hurriedly explains that he is just a tour guide and would not dare to commit such a murder. Seeing this, the police begin to threaten him. If he doesn't want to go to jail, he should tell the truth. In prison, there are many boyfriends who will take turns taking care of him. Hearing that he has to go to jail, Yui immediately reveals In-nam, because this is Cha's drug factory. Realizing the severity of the matter, the police immediately informed their subordinates to mobilize special forces. Ray has now arrived at a weapons store. He wants to find In-nam's clues through Cha. After brandishing a few things and using his secret family skills, Ray knows In-nam's location. Immediately afterwards, he gathers ammunition and weapons, preparing to go to the location. On the other side, In-nam has arrived at the room opposite the building, observing every action of the crowd. But he doesn't know that the police have surrounded this place. Perhaps it's telepathy. When his daughter goes to the window, this scene happens to be seen by In-nam. Knowing that his daughter is safe and sound, his heart, which has been hanging in the balance, is temporarily lowered a little. But before he can breathe a sigh of relief, a truck drives up, and a man steps out of the car. Soon after, Yumin is taken out of the room by the man and goes downstairs. Innam is worried like a cat on a hot tin roof. When he runs downstairs, Yumin has been taken into the truck. Innam hurriedly starts the car, quickly chasing after the other party. When he is about to catch up, a broken three-wheeled vehicle suddenly blocks his way. The person who comes is Ray, equipped from head to toe. He holds a large gun and shoots wildly at Innam. Seeing that he wants to run, Ray hurriedly jumps on the three-wheeled vehicle, continuing to chase after him without giving up. The two of them engage in a fierce chase on the streets. At this time, Innam again encounters police chasing from the front, and Ray is chasing from behind without giving up. At this time, Innam can be said to be under attack from both sides, falling into a desperate situation. But he does not retreat, but endures the fire from both sides, and ruthlessly drives into the police car. In the end, Innam's car completely loses control, and the front of the car plunges into a pile of scrap cars on the side of the road. Fortunately, Ray accidentally helps him attract the fire of the police. Innam takes the opportunity to climb out of the car, running towards the place where his daughter is. Seeing that there are more and more police, Ray clearly knows that if he continues like this, he will fall into danger, so he decides to take a risk and directly throws a grenade, successfully sending a group of police on the other side to their deaths. At the same time, the doctor in the operating room hears a loud explosion from outside and quickly accelerates the progress, preparing to perform a heart transplant for Yumin. At the critical moment, Innam luckily arrives in time. He shoots dead each doctor, then goes to his daughter. When he sees that she is safe and sound, the stone in his heart finally comes down. Then he hugs his daughter and hurriedly leaves. However, the danger has not been eliminated. Ray knows that Innam has rescued his daughter, and he is unwilling to end like this. So he finds the Thai gang boss, Cha, to propose cooperation with him. Cha also hates Innam to the bone because his drug factory has been destroyed by Innam, so the two are determined to cooperate, deciding to join forces to deal with Innam. Changing the scene, Innam takes Mai to a hotel. Then he contacts Kurita, telling him to arrange a boat to Panama. He wants to quickly leave this place of trouble. Kurita agrees and reminds Innam to hide in a safe place, wait for his news, then hangs up. Because of his guilt towards his daughter, not being able to be by her side for many years, Innam has always been afraid to admit it to his daughter. After thinking for a while, he calls Yui, saying that now both the underworld and the police are looking for him. He hopes that before he solves everything, Yui can help take care of his daughter. He knows that Ray and Cha will not let them go. Then Yui hangs up the phone. In the morning, Innam receives a call. The other party says that Kurita has arranged the boat, telling him to go to the market next door to trade. But Innam is not at ease leaving Yumin alone in the hotel, so he entrusts a doctor, telling him to help take care of his daughter, then goes to the market to meet the other party. Innam pays the other party, and the other party tells him to go to pier number 2 tomorrow, at which time someone will receive him. After the transaction is completed, Innam returns to the hotel and immediately feels that something is wrong. A few big guys are sitting in the lobby. He quickly locks them out of the door, but unexpectedly, a group of assassins is lying in ambush in the elevator. After dealing with the people downstairs, Innam stubbornly goes up. As soon as he passes the corner, the ambushing assassins rush up. Innam fights bloody battles. Each assassin falls one after another. He staggers up the stairs, running to his daughter's room. When he pushes open the door of the room, he discovers that Ray is calmly looking at him with a cigarette in his mouth. Innam realizes that something is wrong, and just as he prepares to resist, he is knocked unconscious by Ray's subordinate with a stick. They put a hood on Innam and prepare to take him away. At this time, Ray pulls out a gun to kill Cha's subordinates in front of him. Turns out that Ray suddenly regrets it. He wants to disembowel Innam himself, enjoying the pleasure of revenge alone, so he tells the two subordinates to take Innam to the designated location. Unexpectedly, Yui has been lying in wait beforehand. He sees Innam being tied up and put in the car, and after a period of psychological struggle, Yui directly steps on the gas and powerfully crashes into the truck. Then Yui rescues Innam. Innam immediately picks up the gun on the ground, threatening Ray's subordinates to reveal where his daughter is hidden. Knowing that his daughter has been taken away by Ray, Innam immediately chases after him. Thanks to his familiarity with the terrain, Innam cuts through the river to the mouth of the alley, blocking Ray's car at the right time. Innam and Ray face each other again, and the final confrontation begins. This time, the two are determined to die. Innam for his daughter, Ray for his brother. Their hatred completely explodes at this time. In the narrow car compartment, the two engage in a life-and-death battle. The car crashes east and west on the road, and the surrounding vehicles and pedestrians all dodge, eventually completely losing control and directly crashing into the side of the road. At this time, the faint cries of Yumin come from the luggage. Seeing this, In-nam wants to open it, but Ray, lacking any martial virtue, stabs him in the chest with a knife. In-nam is seriously injured, clearly no longer able to resist, but in his heart, there is only one thought, which is to protect his daughter. He uses his last strength to grab a grenade in his pocket, pulls the safety pin, and throws it out the window. When In-nam wakes up, he immediately opens the luggage. Fortunately, his daughter is still alive. At this time, Yui runs over, and In-nam hurriedly hands his daughter to him. Ray attacks from behind again. At this time, In-nam is completely unable to resist, letting Ray slaughter him at will. Watching his daughter gradually move away, In-nam's heart is full of regret and reluctance. He quickly pulls the grenade pin. At this time, there is no fear in In-nam's eyes, only calmness. After all, some salvation must be used to right the aftermath. Exchanging life for life is the only fatherly love he can give his daughter. Today's movie ends here. What do you think of this movie? Leave a comment below. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.